Okay, so today I received a package from a friend of mine over in Ukraine. Well, here's the empty box. I'm not going to show you that because it has his address and my address on it. But what we got is MK12. Let's see here. First thing we notice is we got ourselves a little spanner wrench. These are actually kind of really handy to have because this is actually the correct tool for this engine here, which is the same. And this little tang right there is designed to grab the exhaust port to get the cylinder off. And that guy there is for the prop nut, and that guy there is for to remove the needle. And it's also kind of like a screwdriver too, so it's kind of like a multi-tool for the engine, so that's cool. I got a Mars 2.5 and an MK17 sitting there, just because. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here it is. So, it's the same as this one. I think someone just did a little bit of a cleanup job on this head to make it look nice, but I could be wrong about that. But there it is. I have already had this apart and out of the packaging because it was seized when I got it. The bearings are a little bit gritty, but it does turn over. Hang on a second here. That's the color of the isopropyl alcohol that I soaked it in. Looks like a jar of piss. Anyway, yeah, so it's unstuck. It was just kind of seized up from oxidized grease, but it's all been apart already and it's in really good shape. It's never been run. Yeah, so I thought I'd just make this little quick video about it. It comes with some instructions and a old hardened piece of fuel line. So this guy's from 1979. This guy's from 1980. These engines here, to be honest, these are better. Like the MK17 and the Mars 2.5 are better than these. These often have really poor castings, and the disc valve in the back's often very poorly put together, and they don't often run that good. Yeah, they're just kind of like that, but they use a stupid sealed paper bearing thing on the inside that's just a really bad idea, but they do have a lot of transfer ports, so they do make a lot of firepower. And they do run pretty, like if you get a good one, you're laughing because these things are actually quite powerful. But they are very poorly made most of the time. The fitment for the piston isn't very good. Often the contra piston is so tight you can't turn it. The needle often just moves around a whole bunch. This one's actually in good shape. The disc valve is often terrible on these. They often leak because the casting is, it's a quick job. It wasn't done very good. If you look at the fitment and finish, it's, you can look at the casing there. It's kind of all wonky. These engines, if you're flying with them, they have a real terrible habit of the cylinder unscrewing, because that's how these are held together. They're screwed together. The cylinder actually unscrews out of the block. The cylinder will unscrew and pop right out of the motor. I've actually seen it happen firsthand. They often have a very shitty connecting rod. This one is actually a good one. I actually got lucky. It's actually in pretty decent shape on the inside. The connecting rod's actually very nice. There's no play in it. The fitment that's not too bad for the piston. It's very tight to turn over. It needs new bearings, although it's never been run. Let's see, there is it says 09 on the side of it. MK12. Yeah, that's the only serial number on there. It's just 09. So, there it is. You can see the other engines in the back there, the MK17, the Mars 2.5, and my other MK12. This one here, it runs okay, but it's really strange because the disc valve fitment is really terrible in it, and it's really sloppy, so it has a hard time drawing fuel. The back case is actually warped, so I'm going to have to try and figure that out. So when you want to run this one, instead of leaning the fuel mixture to make it go faster, you open it the other way. It wants to be super rich all the time, but it does run pretty good once you get it up to speed. You can see the castings are different on this one. This one says 41292 on it is a serial number. And you can see the front of the castings are different. See, this one's kind of cone shaped and this one is not. Yeah, it's kind of, although they're only 1 year apart. This one's a 1980, this one's a 79. Other than that, I mean, you know, the back plate, needle assembly, all that is all interchangeable. I've had terrible luck with these engines, like I said. I've bought probably about 4 of them so far. This one I got for, right here, I got that one for free. A friend of mine sent to me. Yeah, I've gotten a whole bunch of them, or bought a whole bunch of them when they were available. And either, like I said, they won't start because the contra piston is too loose. Which is, my first one I ever bought was like that. It would run for a very short time period and the contra piston would fall down on top of the piston. And, it would just shut off. It would never run right. I tried to have that remedied and it just didn't work. So, then I bought another one and the rear disc exploded and took out the inside of the engine at 15,000 RPM. Third one I bought, the connecting rod broke. After its first run, it just snapped. It's sitting in a parts bucket right now, so I can have another rod made for it. And then there's, I think you guys have seen it before. Here's another one. This is a red-headed model. Just chilling in a bath of kerosene. Yeah, you can see the connecting rod's really shitty. Oh, the rear disc is all falling apart on it. This engine's brand new. It's a 1975. But it's in absolute terrible condition. And the piston doesn't move in the cylinder properly. It doesn't really have enough compression to run for more than about maybe less than a minute. The contra piston falls down on top of the piston. It's just not very good, so yeah, I'd recommend if you are going to look for this engine, I'd be aware of it. I have a lot of them, probably about 4 more of them that are just for spare parts. So I don't know what this one's going to do yet because I've never run it. This one runs okay, so. But like I said, these are not the best engine. They're originally a copy of the Weber 2.5R. That was made in Germany. You'll often see them for sale as Weber copy 2.5 or something like that. So, anyways, just another diesel video. Take it easy.